Recently, lots of news and rumors have been going around about the future of Top Thrill Dragster, and I am joined here today along with Brandon from Theme Park Predictions and More to share with you a hot take regarding the rumors about the new trains for the coaster. So today I'm going to be sharing some of my thoughts and predictions with you regarding the unknown future of this ride. My name is Katie and welcome to Katie's Coasters. I've made one other video regarding Top Thrill Dragster in the past, but with all the news regarding Dragster, I think it's time to share my updated thoughts. As we know, back in January, we've got an official confirmation video from Cedar Point sharing the closure of this ride. Now it's the waiting game until Cedar Point shares their next move, which I predict will come later this summer, with the park starting to tease the new attraction in late June/July. So until then, all we can do is speculate and have some fun predicting the future of this awesome coaster. My first main prediction is that I believe the Reimagined form of this coaster will have an LSM launch and no longer any hydraulic launches. So basically, LSMs is a form of electromagnet propulsion containing no moving parts. As we know, hydraulic launches are one of the most unreliable launches in the coaster industry. So it definitely makes sense that they would be getting rid of that and most likely bringing in LSM launches. Not to mention, the new modern LSM launches that we have today reach up to speeds of 120 miles per hour, which is also the speed that Dragster went when it was operating. So I definitely think new LSM launches for this coaster is definitely likely. I also predict that Intamin will be the main coaster manufacturer involved with the reimagining of this project. I know this is very controversial right now. So many people want to say it's Zamperla. I know Gertzlauer is getting thrown into it now too, but honestly, I'm sticking with Intamin. Intamin is the lead creator that created the original form of this ride, and I don't see why they would be getting thrown out of it. I don't see also why a smaller coaster manufacturer company like Zamperla would come in and take on such a huge project. And I also don't see why Cedar Fair would just trust them that easily with this massive project. All the cards just aren't lining up in my head that it would be Zamperla. I just think it would be very smart for Cedar Fair to just go with Intamin. I know they haven't had the best recent relationship with them, but with some of the newer Intamin modern roller coasters that have been built in the last 5 years, I think there's definitely an opportunity that they can get back in their game and just be the lead manufacturer in the coaster industry. That being said, I also predict all of the old coaster track from the original Top Thrill Dragster will be removed along with the trains, and we will see brand new Intamin roller coaster track and brand new Intamin trains. That is, if Intamin is the manufacturer, which I do believe will be the manufacturer for this project. Let's talk about the trains a little bit. I don't think Cedar Fair is going to invest in having Zamperla come in to bring their new Lightning trains for this coaster. I think they're just going to stick with Intamin because, let's face it, Zamperla's fastest coaster they have made on the market goes only 55 miles per hour. We're talking bigger than that. We're talking Top Thrill Dragster for Pete's sakes. So I definitely think the trains are going to be by Intamin, and I think they're going to be compatible for LSM launches, obviously. And like I said, with all the track on the existing structure right now is going to all be removed, and they're going to replace it with brand new Intamin track. Kind of like the track we see on Velocicoaster and Pantheon, the modern Intamin track. And I think it looks pretty slick. And of course, the coaster color and theming is probably going to be changed on the track and trains as well. It's probably going to come with a whole new theme. And also, I think it would only make sense if Cedar Point built a new ride that it would last for at least another 20 years. It would not make sense for them just to do a little conversion that's only going to last 5 to 10 years. That's not how Cedar Point thinks. They're looking in the big future of how their coasters can last for many existing years. I mean, let's look back on Millennium Force. That was built in the year 2000. It's still one of the best roller coasters to this day, and it's still operating really great. And now, coming up on my final prediction for Top Thrill Dragster, before we get into it, I want to make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already to this channel so you can be a part of the family here at Katie's Coasters. It would be really appreciated. And also, if you're enjoying this video, it would be super appreciated if you would give it a like by clicking that like button. That would really help, guys, and thank you so much. Now finally, I predict the reimagined Top Thrill Dragster will receive a semi-extended layout by having a swing launch kind of similar to the one we see at Pantheon at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, and it will also include a spiral vertical spike to take the height record from Kingda and make it the new world's tallest roller coaster. Now, if you don't know what a swing launch exactly is, it is basically where the coaster goes out on a switch track, then it goes to the launch track, and it does a first launch, and it picks up some speed, then it goes through the elements, and then you make it up about halfway or so to the top of the top hat, and then you get an automatic rollback. You roll back through the layout, you go over the airtime camelback hill, and then you speed up the spiral spike. Yes, I think the reimagined Top Thrill Dragster is going to have a vertical spike. For those of you who are not on the vertical spike train, you need to be, because I think this is going to happen, and can you imagine how epic this would be if this actually happened? So we're not just talking about a little spike here. I think Cedar Point, being who they are, is going to go for that height record. If they're this close to taking King Decal's height record, I definitely think they're going to take that opportunity and take that chance. So I think we are going to see a vertical spiral spike that will reach over heights of 456 feet tall to take King Decal's height record to make it the new world's tallest roller coaster. If they do this, this will draw crowds from all over to come back to visit Cedar Point. I mean, let's face it, looking back in their timeline, they made the first coaster to go over 200 feet, 300 feet, and obviously 400 feet. I think they can take back the height record. I'm not quite sure if they would go for 500 with the spike. I don't know if that's actually likely. That would be definitely super cool to see, but like I said, I'm not sure if that would be likely and if that would be actually possible for this ride. Not to mention, flying up at top speeds up this spiral spike would just absolutely be insane. It would bring back memories of Wicked Twister and the spiral spikes that it had, and just the views you would get from this spike would just be incredible. I can't imagine. And then just falling down that spiral spike as soon as it drops, that would be insane. And then the top speeds of what, 120 miles per hour or something, then making it down to the bottom and flying over the airtime hill, that would be insane ejector airtime. And of course, making it over the 420 foot top hat, that would be absolutely incredible. If Cedar Point does what we are predicting with this viral spike and extended layout, that would be insane. This would be a possible top 5 overall coaster, and I think it could easily be the #1 coaster in the park, at least for me. Can you imagine though, if this actually happens, how big of a beast this ride would actually be? Can you also imagine though, walking into this park through the front entrance on the midway and seeing a 456 plus foot spike? That would be insane. I think the best is truly yet to come, and honestly, this coaster may turn out to be better than the original Top Thrill Dragster form, which is crazy to even think about. Because let me tell you, I love the original Top Thrill Dragster form. It was my favorite in the park. Now we're talking even bigger things. That's so crazy. Let me tell you, Cedar Point just does things right. They are the roller coaster capital of the world, and I think they definitely have something big up their sleeve with this project. I don't think we're looking at any small project going on here. I think this is going to be massive, and Cedar Point is going to do what they do best, making the world's best thrilling roller coasters. I cannot wait to see what Cedar Point does with the reimagining of this massive project. Let me know some of your thoughts and predictions down below in the comments of what you think the future of this ride looks like. It's definitely so exciting, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Rumors about Zamperla being involved have come up a lot since last fall. And if true, how involved will they be with the reimagining of Dragster? Will they replace the track, the electrical, the launch, or just the trains? Well, speaking of the trains, here's my honored guest sharing his thoughts about just that. So here is Brandon from Theme Park Predictions. You definitely want to check out his channel if you haven't already.
The reason why Top Thrill Dragster is getting reimagined is because of a piece of metal flying off of the train. So why would Cedar Fair trust Zamperla for the trains? It's 2023, and I have to say, what a time it is to be alive. Because Cedar Point is doing something that we hardly ever see in the coaster community. A park taking on a project so extreme that they could have easily thrown in the towel and just torn down the coaster altogether. But not Cedar Point, because Top Thrill will be thrilling riders again in 2024. Now before I share my new thoughts about Dragster, mainly around the trains for the 420 foot tall coaster, I want to give a shout out to Katie and her channel. You really need to become the newest subscriber to Katie's Coasters, because she creates some of the best coaster content out there, and she travels all over the US showing you the parks. Also, be sure to check out some of her other videos. August 15th, 2021 was a date that any fan of the industry will not soon forget. That was the date when a massive piece of metal came loose from a train on Top Thrill Dragster and unfortunately hit a bystander waiting in line. Intamin out of Switzerland designed and built Top Thrill Dragster, which opened in 2003 at Cedar Point. And fast forward to now, and we know that Cedar Fair and Intamin have not had the best relationship as of late. And rightfully so, due to the issues with I-305, Maverick, Shoot the Rapids, and Peerless Plunge at Knott's Berry Farm. And until Cedar Point announces new details about Dragster, it leaves us all in the dark about a lot of things. Will it open with an extended layout? Will there be a spike? If so, how tall will that spike be? But everyone seems pretty confident that Zamperla is working on the trains for their new ride, and I'm here to tell you, I would be absolutely shocked if that was the case. The reason why Top Thrill Dragster is getting reimagined is because of a piece of metal again flying off of the train. So why would Cedar Fair want Zamperla manufacturing the trains? Well, I could see another already established coaster manufacturer besides Intamin coming in and designing new trains. Do we really think that having Zamperla is the best option at this point? A company who states that their lightning trains can travel basically as fast as the park would want them to and could be used on the fastest coasters in the world. But yet, here's a look at the fastest coaster Zamperla has made to date. This is Rolling Thunder, and it travels at a top speed of a whopping 55.9 miles an hour. Now, I have heard from many people who have ridden this ride and Luna Park's Thunderbolt, which offers the same layout, that have said these rides are rough and offer a rattle. Cedar Fair is a very smart and conservative company when it comes to new attractions, especially over the last 10 years. So would they really invest in having Zamperla manufacture the trains? I have predicted from the start that Intamin will be involved, and I stand by that 100%. The company obviously knows Dragster and would do the best when it comes to reimagining the attraction for obvious reasons. Plus, with Intamin's newer trains like those found on Pantheon and Velocicoaster, I just feel like they would be the best company for the job. And besides, I really doubt Cedar Point would want to work with two different companies for this major project. Just think about the headache that would be and the blame game that would come from all three companies involved when there is an issue. What do you think? Be sure to let Katie and I know in the comments. And now it's time for you to hear Katie's closing thoughts.
Thank you so much, Brandon, for sharing your thoughts and predictions. Those were great. So I, along with Brandon, definitely think that Intamin is going to be the lead manufacturer for this reimagining project. Like he was saying, it would just not make sense to have two manufacturers working on the same project. That would just cause so much headache, and that is something Cedar Fair does not need to be involved with. Like Brandon also said, Cedar Fair is just a very smart and conservative company when it comes to new attractions, and I just don't see Cedar Fair investing in having Zamperla come in to manufacture the trains. There's never been any project this big in the coaster community that I can think of. This is just something so massive, and I think it's a great time to be alive in the coaster community, being able to speculate and watch Cedar Point do what they do best. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Brandon from Theme Park Predictions. Definitely go subscribe to his channel now if you haven't already, and go watch his videos because he makes some of the best theme park and roller coaster videos out there. You have to go check him out. He's amazing. Anyways, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Peace out, everybody!